Introverted or what does it mean?
Project.
Oh, really? Oh, really? I don't know what to think
Good evening. How are we all?
There we go. Right, now we're live. Hello, everybody. Get us there. Right.
Good evening and welcome.
We're not going to have the countdown. We're a little bit late, so you know we're in 8 minutes.
That was my fault. I've just been in the shower and my ears are still wet.
Got my orange and candy stash ready to go. Kathleen.
Good.
Helen's liking the graphics. Thank you very much, Helen. Yes, don't forget to tag your friends in the live chat if you want them to play along. Give them a tag. Hello, Tracy Kitching on YouTube.
From Spain, Nega Malaga.
Got milk and Christmas cookies. Ooh.
Tracy, I think as of now we're worse than you for lockdowns. I've made a rather weird round trip.
Hello there, Joe. Cherry Coke and Twiglets. Ooh, yeah.
Oh, I like it. That sounds great. Hello, John Paul.
Lovely to see you. So we're live on Twitch, on YouTube as well. If you want to find out any of our links, they are always posted here at allmylinks.com/quiz. Actually, you can find out all the stuff on there if you would like. So that's always on there.
Nice to see Sophie again on Twitch.
Indeed. Yes, lots of miserable news. Careful of that. You're going to blow their ears out. So it is season 2 today.
Season 2, slightly... One of the rounds is slightly different. There wasn't enough to be able to do dingbats for, so we might, at one point, do Doctor Who David Tennant series dingbats.
Hello from Carlisle.
Let's get my...
Caroline Brooking is in as well.
You want that, Alex? I think.
Yeah.
I should get the questions. More questions this time. As including the Christmas special, there was 14 episodes.
Indeed. Hello there. I'm very sorry, I'm not sure how to pronounce your first name. I know it's Wynn, the surname, but I can't pronounce your first one. I do apologise. I feel like I would offend you if I tried.
Yes, and with my pronunciations, which have become legendary, I don't think it's the best thing to do.
Glasgow back in Tier 4 on Friday, and Sam Stotter is also in Carlisle too.
Xander just says he's finished his podcast. What podcast is that, sir? And if by all means, if you've got a link to it, by all means, put it up in the chat room. We don't mind that at all.
Yeah. How do you enter? You just play along, basically. There is a score sheet that we do keep live. So if you go on there, it's our QA special scores. You don't have to put your scores in if you don't want to, but you do play along. The chat is just for talking to us or other teams. So there's no answers in the chat, if you please. So make sure you do keep that as well.
Thank you, Quinn, for letting us know how to pronounce your name.
I'm sure we'll get it wrong again.
No, Quinn, I remember that.
They'll get to mind.
I've just got in it. I'm quite weird with names, but I actually make up images so I can remember them. So I just think of your thumbnail, and I'm going to think of 5 of them as Olympic rings, and that's how I remember Quinn.
Right. Non-league away days says, are you doing a season 3 quiz? Yes, we are. Every modern series, indeed. Thank you very much, head researcher Alexander. So yeah, you just play along as you would like if you played a TV game show at home, but you can also use the chat to talk to your quiz masters or also the people that are playing as well. And we do a round, a recap, and then the answers, and there's going to be 4 of those rounds tonight.
Good evening, Joseph. Nice to see you online.
Also, I would like to have some sci-fi music in the background, but unfortunately I couldn't find anything, so we're settling for copyright-free, non-DMCA music.
Karen's in Conway in Wales, so complete lockdown for her. Yeah, it's gone mental. We're not quite in, we're still technically in tier 2, but with all that purple variant virus right next door to us, it's not going to be long before we're in tier 4.
Indeed. I'm going to remove the pin and put it there. So if you want to get the scores in, you can put it in there. Extraterrestrial bears are here. Welcome to you.
Liking the name.
We've got Lanterns Idiots, Skeeton Bergdorf, Nightmare in Silver is underrated. Nightmare in Silver, which one's that one?
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. That was the Christmas special with Warwick Davis in it.
Oh yeah.
And it's set on...
The Titanic, isn't it?
No. It's set on a planet with the Cybermen, who eventually, the Cyber Leader half takes over the Doctor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I actually do like that episode. I think when you see it again, it actually makes more sense.
4 minutes remain. Lee Parsons says that the Lonely Goddess here, stuck in isolation but enjoying all these quizzes. Good.
Nice to have you here.
So we've got another 3 minutes or so until we start. So feel free to make sure you get your friends tagged in the chat. If you don't want to watch on Facebook, you can on YouTube and Twitch. Just go to youtube.com/quizactually or twitch.tv/quizactually. We're on there. We are monitoring all the chats, so we'll still talk to you either way. Voyage of the Damned, that was the one on the Titanic, wasn't it? Thank you very much, Joseph.
That's where Kylie decided that she wasn't going to do any publicity once she'd done her filming. Hence they killed her off.
There we go. Podcast done, says Xander. London tier 4 isn't the one, says Lewis. And Jocelyn Rose is so excited about today. I'm sorry I'm late. You're absolutely fine. What's up, Nathan? Tagging us in the chat as well.
We like it.
Good stuff. So yeah, if you do want to get on the score sheet, I will put it in the chat on YouTube and on the Twitch. So I'll pop you in there. Scores. And scores. We're the cult of Quizzo, says John Paul McCrone.
I like the reference. Be careful with what you say, though, because you might preempt some questions that are coming up later.
If I had to name myself after a Doctor Who thing, I'd pick The Impossible Girl, says Suzanne. Very good.
I like it.
And Helen is... Look, oh, her little girl's looking forward to tonight too. Good stuff.
What we loved about doing the first one a couple of weeks ago was so many parents were saying that the kids were gloating because the kids got the answers right and the parents didn't.
Quite right.
Oh, Jocelyn likes my shirt.
You got the invisible...
Is it just a stripy one?
Invisible pocket as well.
Yes.
It's gone to the dogs. I put their team name on there as well. 2 more minutes left. Little Miss Dalek. I like that.
That's lovely. Lovely little name. Surprising they haven't created one of those. Little Miss Dalek.
You dress it up in different balls on it. So there's also the subject at the side as well on the score sheets. If you do want to recommend a specialist quiz that we could be doing, let us know. If you want rounds in our regular quiz, do that on there as well. Wonderful stuff. We've got a minute left till we start, so I'm going to make sure we get our intro up there as well.
I think we should.
You look at the screen. You don't pay attention to me.
Okay. I'll ignore you. Hello from Chesterfield, says Rhiannon Grant. Our team has expanded this week. My best friend is joining us via Zoom. Yeah, I think it's great if you actually have Zoom teams because you can have a giggle with each other and see each other. Joe is in Worthing for the duration. Yeah, Joe saying that as London hit tier 4, she couldn't leave Sussex to join the family. I've kept myself in isolation and yesterday went up to pick my mum up in Manchester because she's been isolating too. But with that variant being so close, I've just come back alone just for safety's sake. Good evening, Angela.
Jordan's changed his team name. Marley Pierce is on YouTube, and all on my own again, says Lewis George. That means there's no one there to drag you down. If you think the question's correct, you've got no one to argue with.
This is true. This is true. No one to talk you out of the correct answer.
Indeed. It's got a slight problem with our PowerPoint. It's just loading up. So we'll just fill the air while we wait. It's only going to take another 20 or so seconds. There we go. Almost there.
Oh, is it taking? Oh, I get what you're saying. As I say, please be careful about putting any comments in that might relate to a question later on. You might be giving people an extra advantage.
But there's no way for us to police that, so we can't really...
No. We're always saying is be very careful.
But yes, make sure you do have the
Who knows?
different types of names, because we do like seeing them. They are quite funny. There we go. Almost there. Blow me neck. There's always something that goes wrong on our quizzes.
I love Xander's point. Let the geek off begin.
Here we go. Right.
Well, you usually out geek us and tell us we're slightly wrong on our pictures, that they're from Series 4 rows instead of Series 1. As happened last week. Okay, it's time for your intro. We shall see you back in a second so you can see how to play and what your rounds are as well. Bye-bye.
To play, don't you know? We won't go straight to the floor. Smashing the glass and then a stupid argument. Something they said and because he didn't like it. Even though knows you, doesn't care cause he's barely even sober, doesn't know what you're doing, what you're saying, something's brewing in the air, you can feel it tonight, you're not alright, cause when he's broken and bleeding, he speaks without speaking, he says he'll fight to defeat them, takes it to the street end until he's broken and bleeding. I speak but I'm speechless. It happens every weekend. Happens every weekend. Cause we like to play, don't you know? We won't go straight to the floor.
And our thanks to Rats, as always, for letting us use their music for our intro.
Yes, they've got big news that they're about to announce in the new year. That's going to be interesting because they're been really pushing out that they've got massive news, so that's looking good.
Mm-hmm.
So, on to our traditional round one with the Doctor Who quizzes.
Traditional as in we've only done it once before.
Yeah, but it's going to be every single quiz that we do for each series.
Can't add on the sheets.
Quinns can't add on the sheet, she's saying.
I should make sure you can. It is QA special scores. I'm not quite sure why you can't. Best thing to do is fully come out of the app or the sheet, then go back in just a sec. Did I just say massive? No, I didn't. I said massive thanks. Massive news. That's what you said.
News.
Keep your mind at the gut.
That's your dirty mind, Joe.
Right. So round number one is.
No. Let's start again.
There we go, second time's a charm. It's the episodes.
It's the episodes. So one question for each of the episodes, starting with the Christmas special all the way through to the finale. So one per episode.
This is the only round that they are in chronological order. The rest of them are just mixed.
And we do give you a little graphic to give you a clue to the episode itself.
Although, saying that, most of the superfans would know the episode before we show them anything. We could do one word from the episode. And
Yes,
most
this
of you
is
would know.
true. This is true.
Okay, here we go.
Question number 1. What killer Christmas item attacks them in Jackie's home? In her flat, as we say in the UK. Actually, in the UK, it's either flat or apartment. An apartment is potentially more upmarket than a flat.
Isn't it a condominium?
No, that's two levels, isn't it? What's the difference in the US? Do you have two variations, a cheapo version and a normal version?
I think it's just apartments.
Johnny is back again and very excited. Great to see you.
Number 2. Who is lying in wait in the basement of the hospital? In episode 2. So who is lying in wait in the basement of the hospital? And we'll mark what we said last week as well. Not last week, the last time we did it. That most of these questions for the superfans will be easy, but anything other than that, it's fine. We just want it to be fun. If they're too hard or too easy, it's really irrelevant as long as you have fun.
But we do have some geeky questions in.
We don't say condominium in the UK. We do say masonette. Yeah, masonette's a 2-floor flat, isn't it?
Question number 3.
Still to look on the score sheet. I'm not quite sure, Quinn. I'll put your team name on if you want. No idea. I can do that for you.
So question number 3. What was Queen Victoria transporting on her annual pilgrimage? That's hard to say when you're from up north.
There we go. No idea. I've put you in. Unless I've just taken someone else's name out. No, I'll put you there. No idea. There you go.
Right.
You're just below the Weeping Angel on the score sheet.
Question
All of these are worth 2 points each, Helen. If you're looking for a name, it's a point for a first name, a point for a surname. Tannin Hawks is generally apartment. A flat is a specific kind of apartment. 2-floor apartment would be a townhouse. Townhouse. That sounds more fun than a masonette, doesn't it?
Yes.
Ours is probably more French. Anyway, let's not get off that. Number 4. What subject does the Doctor attempt to teach in school reunions? So what subject does the Doctor attempt to teach?
With the wonderful Liz Slade and the My Sarah Jane, she will always be in my heart.
I'm not quite sure why people are having a problem getting on the score sheet. Sam, if you want to let me know your team name and I'll put you on for you. Don't know why that's not working.
And we want to put Team Torchwood on as well.
Team Torchwood. Let's put you there as well. Team Torchwood, there you go. I do find as well that as soon as you put your scores in your team name and stuff, you can try and make sure you leave the sheet as best you can. It might be the fact that there's so many people in there at the moment that people can't put their team names and stuff in. So, as if it's not any point yet, as soon as you put your team name in, if you want to just back out, please, that'd be lovely.
Yeah.
Little Miss Dalek, of course.
Yeah, indeed, Lewis. Lewis put R.I.P. Liz. If you haven't read her autobiography, it's definitely worth a read. She's got some wonderful stories about what happened with Tom Baker. The one where they're almost going to miss an episode for her to watch. What happens there? I won't give any spoilers, but it's just so Tom and it's so brilliant.
Moving on now, on to episode number 5.
What was the first name of the little girl in the fireplace? Did you put that one in?
Yep.
No, Joe, I am not. Behave yourself.
Lewis George says you can't get onto the score sheet at the moment. The score sheet will remain up for at least a week and a bit, so you can edit. But all of the score sheets they are archived.
It could be there's too many people in there.
So if you don't want to put your score in tonight or in the next couple of days, that's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
You can always put it in later on.
Can we ask people to actually come out of the score sheet temporarily, just so that these other people can try and get in, please?
Moving on, number 6. Back onto this one now. Number 6. What is Rose in the parallel world? So what is Rose in the parallel world? I know it as Earth 2, but I could be wrong. Maybe that's just a fan label. Earth 2.
I'm sure our geeks will tell you.
Although that's being said, I think Earth 2 is from The Flash, so that's probably where I'm getting mixed up. Joe says, I'm out.
Question number 7. When upgraded, what is Lumic's cyber name?
That isn't Lumic pictured there, that's just a generic Cyberman. And I'm pretty sure that Xander could tell me what series that's from. I can tell by the shape of the headgear. Well, they do vary, don't they?
Pete's World, yes,
That's-
Pete's World.
That's what the Doctor calls it, indeed. Yeah, it's Parallel World, but I thought of it as Earth 2, but I think that's probably because I watch a lot of The Flash. So there we go. That might be a good one to do. The DC TV universe. The Arrowverse, as it's called. Moving on. Number 8.
What event is central to the Idiot's Lantern? Have I took your question?
Yep.
I'm sorry, it was the way you paused. I thought you were meaning me.
I didn't pause. I took a
Well,
breath.
you can do the next
I
two.
took a blooming breath, people. Good grief. Quite good so far, said Xander.
You can do the next two.
So what event is central to the Idiot's Lantern? That's number 8. Make sure we've got any messages sent to us. No, it's fine. Moving on. Question number 9. Number 9. Which creatures does the Impossible Planet introduce into the Hooniverse? So which creatures does the Impossible Planet introduce to the Hooniverse?
And that's creatures that appear in several episodes from then onwards.
Indeed. Because the main one was only in there for one episode. It's one of my favourite two-part episodes, says Sophia. It's a weird one. It gets almost to the point of it being mythical, which doesn't make sense, because Doctor Who, all of the myths and legends are all based in science or aliens. This one seems to be the only one that really wasn't.
I think it's a similar sort of thing to the Guardians in the classic series.
Need to bring this creature back? I think so. It'd be good as a good foil, as just a random surprise.
Question 10.
Number 10. Were the doors of the base identified by letters or numbers? 50-50. So were the doors of the base identified by letters or numbers? Lewis says he has to be in the mood. We'd have to fancy Possible Planets to watch it.
Actually, when we did our research with it, because obviously we've got our straightforward questions that we rattle out first on memory, and then we watch it again to pick out what we think is going to be appropriate questions for the quiz that are not too taxing. I actually enjoyed it better watching it back than I did originally when I first saw it.
Apparently Russell T Davies wasn't overly thrilled that they had to go back to a quarry to film. Apparently he wasn't into that at all. He didn't like having the quarry.
No.
Even though it is a Doctor Who staple. Some quarry in Wales.
Question number 11. What is the name of the group who discuss the Doctor? So what is the group name? What do they call themselves?
This is where we shine.
Not this episode, I'm afraid.
No, I'm not a fan of it myself.
I think the first half is all right, and then it just I love the Elton and Jackie connection. What goes on there? I think that works really, really well. But
Bonus point to you if you can name what it stands for.
that's just because you're a geek.
That's because you'd know it, yeah, I guess.
I think we've actually put it in the answers, haven't we?
We might have.
Yes, we have.
Yeah, the swimming pool use of black hole bits were fab. That was filmed at Pinewood. Indeed. Moving on. Question number 12. Number 12. What are the missing children trapped in? So what are the missing children trapped in? That's number 12. We want the bonus points, says Johnny. And Lewis says, I wrote the full name anyway. Good.
One thing I picked up on, the first child to disappear has appeared in various other roles within Doctor Who, particularly with Big Finish.
Sophia said we don't talk about this episode. Talking about I think that's not many people's favourite episode. That one.
I think there were two that were damp squibs in an otherwise unbelievably excellent series.
Yeah, Love and Monsters I'm not a fan of, and I wasn't overly a fan of Fear Her either.
No.
But that's the thing about Doctor Who, you can dislike some of the things. It's good to have a bit of discourse, isn't it? If we all liked all of them, it'd be a bit rubbish, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but you'd flatline with your enjoyment. You need the ups and downs.
Absolutely.
Question 13. I like this question. Which catchphrase does the Doctor say for the very first time in this episode?
It was indeed Sophia. Well done on the trivia there. And Natty Small says Fear Her is one of my favourite Tennant ones. Oof.
All right.
Nice easy watch, says Lewis. I mean, it's not... There's nothing wrong with it.
It just doesn't do anything.
I just don't think it's one of the more memorable ones of that series, but there you go. Yeah. The budget might have gone for a few episodes, indeed. Worked out we're all geeks in our family, says Helen. Good.
Good.
Love a geeky family. No, it's after that.
Right.
There we go. Also, we've got to mention, as it was during the intro, big shout out to Danny and Lucy, who have joined Helen playing the quiz tonight. I think that's why she's saying they're all nerds. All nerds and geeks in the house.
We love it when the kids outshine the parents.
So yeah, Danny and Lucy, mega geeks, we love you. Right, and your final one, number 14. Number 14, what was the name of the Norwegian bay where Rose and the Doctor meet for one last time?
And that's in English, not in not in Norwegian.
I'm sure Xander knows it in Norwegian too.
Yes, he probably does. But we want it in English, please.
It's the edible ball bearings for me, says Lewis. Fantastic, aren't they? Edible ball bearings. No other race in the universe comes up with edible ball bearings.
I'm loving all this geeky stuff coming our way.
Alright, so that is your 14. We'll have a very brief recap.
And while Alex is setting that out, if you do like our quizzes and you do want to help us out, this is literally our only income sources doing these virtual quizzes. We don't want to charge people because we want people who can't afford it to be able to join the quiz. But if you can help us out, $1 or $2 if in the US, £1, £2 in the UK, it does make a difference. So that's on paypal.me/quizactually. You do not need a PayPal account to do it. You can go on as a guest. Anything that you can help us with is gratefully received. Thank you very much.
Yes. If you aren't able to send any money, sharing, subscribing, retweeting, liking our posts always really helps as well.
Jordan, in Welsh, I'm thinking you mean, I think you're thinking of Boomtown. Anyway, those are your recap questions.
Soul Reaper's asking if we can go through these. Of course, that's what we do. We always try and make sure you can at least get to see it long enough to get the answer. Because round 3, obviously, being multiple choice, there's no recap on that one.
Or recap, as you
Or
keep
recap.
saying. As you are oft likely to say.
Also, if you do like our Doctor Who quiz, we've got one final quiz, which we do Mondays and Fridays. It's our final one on Monday. That's tomorrow. It's a Quizmas special. So it's all general knowledge to do with Christmas, fun things like that. And there's going to be a round that you might have seen on television to do with families and money or arguing. And there's also going to be famous people behind Father Christmas's beard as they were voted for last Monday.
Thank you to someone who's just donated us £3. Thank you so much for that. You know who you are. It really is appreciated. Really is appreciated. Thank you so much.
So yeah, if you like tonight's quiz, we're back again tomorrow at the exact same time for a Christmas-themed quiz, and that'll be our final one of the year. If I can put that there. There we go. Nice and small. There you go. Just in case you forget. I know the Norwegian, but I don't know how to spell it, and George has just replied, guess.
That's funny.
So let's go through one more time, I think, just so everyone gets time to catch up. We're running plenty ahead as well. We're well in time.
Slaphead. Plenty slaphead ahead.
No. Violence, that's the only thing you know, isn't it? It's the only language you speak. We don't even got any music playing either, that's awkward. Sorry, guys. Just so you can hear something.
Yes. We're sorry about the lift music. We used to play grassroots bands, up-and-coming bands, but then with Facebook and with YouTube, they've just gone a bit mental on it, and we just get warning letters, warning emails.
Yes. It gets so bad online that the biggest YouTuber in the world, PewDiePie, did his own version of My Heart Will Go On a didgeridoo and a flute that he can neither play, and he got copyright claimed by the people who own My Heart Will Go On, and they didn't allow him to appeal because he played a bad version on a flute and a didgeridoo. That's how predatory it is on there. Okay, I think that's enough time for you to get all of those down. So we'll pop now on to the answers.
To the answers.
To the answers.
We hope you'll like our graphics, by the way, as well.
They're all handmade through PowerPoint and various means as well.
And little bits of Photoshop.
Yeah. So again, these are all worth 2 points each, so your final score for this round is out of a possible 28. On the score sheet, you may see that it's a slight red tab. That's just so it lets us know if anyone puts too many points in. So don't worry about it. If your scores get a weird error sign, they will count. Okay. Let's do that so I don't think things are going up.
Are you alright?
Yeah. Just in case. Right.
Okay. The killer Christmas item that attacks them in Jackie's home, of course, is the spinning Christmas tree.
Only in Doctor Who could you make that, and it actually looks a bit threatening.
And it works as a plot device.
The original tree was white with purple baubles.
Too much information.
But lying in wait in the basement of the hospital, it is Cassandra. Cassandra for number 2.
Yes.
As long as you've got Cassandra, that's all that matters. Don't know if she's got the surname in there. It's introduced yet, but there you go. So Cassandra.
She does actually have a surname.
She does.
Queen Victoria was transporting on her annual pilgrimage the Koh-i-Noor diamond. Sure it's Noor. Not more.
I don't know. You knew what we meant.
But the diamond, as long as you get the diamond, I think it's Koh-i-Noor, not with an M.
Spell check anyway. Xander says it is 105.6 carat weight. It is Noor, yes.
It is Noor, yeah.
But you know what we mean. You know what we mean more than we know what we mean. Moving on, number 4. What subject does the Doctor attempt to teach? It is physics.
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 Physics. Been waiting all week to do that.
Kelly Jones says, we've been looking forward to this since the last one. My daughter is stoked to be here and can't wait for 11. Oh, it will come up. They all will do. Don't you worry. So physics for 4.
Number 5. What was the name of the little girl in the fireplace? It was Renette.
Milo is one hell of a kid, says Lewis George. Yes, Milo kind of reminds me of someone who's very smart and up to date on all things to do with Doctor Who.
Yeah, Xander, have you been eating something special?
Moving on, number 6. What is Rose in the parallel world? It's a lovely little dog. She is Jackie's dog.
I think that was just a wonderful reveal.
Indeed. Didn't even know it was on tonight. Oh, Samira, I'm sorry.
As Xander tells us, the dog was a Yorkshire Terrier.
Thank you, Milo. I mean, Xander.
When upgraded, Lubic's cyber name is... He becomes the Cyber Controller.
Cyber Controller. Number 8. What event is central to the Idiot's Lantern? It is the Queen's coronation. So Queen's coronation for number 8. She needs a good bath before tonight. She's going to be honking, says Lewis. Indeed. Not the Queen, by the way. We mean the dog. The first one wrong, said Chris. Oh, no. And rationing ended in 1954. The Doctor was wrong. Indeed.
The Doctor lies, rule 1. The creatures introduced in The Impossible Planet, of course, are the Ood.
I personally prefer Cyberlore from the next Doctor and A Good Man Goes to War. Yeah, there's all different variations of Cybermen. It's funny that they can have... They're supposed to be all individual and all supposed to be the same collective, but there's so many individual, unique ones.
Yes.
Contradiction in terms. Moving on, the doors of the base were identified in letters or numbers, 50-50 for number 10, and they were numbers.
There was a big point of door 6 opening,
The Ood,
door 6 closing.
that's odd. That's Ood. Number 11.
What is the name of the group that discuss the Doctor? They are the London Investigation and Detective Agency, better known as Linda.
It's almost like S.H.I.E.L.D. Trying to make the word S.H.I.E.L.D. work just so they can use the word S.H.I.E.L.D. in Marvel. I like Handles. Yeah, Handles is good. And finally, number 12, we've got the missing children. They are trapped in Chloe's drawings. So drawings is fine for that one. Don't have to be too specific.
Number 13. The catchphrase the Doctor says for the first time in that episode is Allons-y.
Allons-y for 13.
And he does mention that he wants to meet an Alonso.
Indeed. And we've also got our final question. The Norwegian Bay, it had to have been, it was Bad Wolf Bay. Bad Wolf Bay for number 14. And this starts the meme for Alonso, indeed, Sander.
Madame de Pompadour was a title that she was given as the main mistress.
I see.
Team Sid Rat got 26.
Dalink Umstraden. Yes. In Norwegian. 'Cause it almost sounds like a Dalek. Okie dokie. Have I got the wrong thing there? I haven't got answers to number 2.
You haven't got answers to 2?
Nope.
It all went a bit wonky. I've only got... Yeah.
What have you
I've got one set of answers to number 2, but no questions.
These are all worth 2 points, Sir Rendell. They were indeed.
Oh, no, I've got it.
You got it.
Yes.
I must have had them.
28 for Helen. Well done.
No, I don't have them at all. I don't know why.
Well, we've got them there between us.
Okay. Right, let's
Well,
get
you had
round.
it because you wrote on it.
Clearly not. Right, round number 2 then. I got rid of the wrong thing, didn't I? Yes. Oh, lovely scores. We've got full marks on there. As I said before, if you find the rounds easy or hard, that's irrelevant. As long as you find the rounds fun, that's all we care about.
Yes.
Right.
Jo says she did have some homework for this week. Right. Well done, Angela. 26. That's a good score.
So, round number 2 is this.
John Paul got full marks on that one, and No Idea got 22.
Wonderful. So this one is the characters. These are all based on any character that's not part of the main cast. So none of these are really to do with the Doctor or Rose or any of the major people who appear more than once, I think.
Apart from question 2.
Well, yeah, but I mean that's not really her, is it? So
Yeah, okay.
Right.
Oh, okay, Mr. Technical.
right. So again, these are all to do with characters, minor characters. So number 1 was who created the Torchwood Institute. That's number 1. Thank you very much, Xander. There were 2 technically, says George. In this series, though. In series 2.
It's who created it in this series.
I know, but the main person.
Oh, Jazz has just joined us, forgot about it.
Oh, no.
And is going to do it all over from the beginning once it's over.
You've missed 14 questions from round 1, but again, you can always go back to the beginning.
And then just add your scores onto the score grid afterwards. It's fine. We do come back to it and then update it in a couple of days' time.
Yeah. Number 2.
Question 2. In the parallel universe, which birthday is that Jackie celebrating? I love it.
I love that. I can't remember her name, but I can tell you what she looks like. Good with faces, not with names. My Hoovian is loving this, says Helen.
Wonderful.
Lovely nickname, that. My little Hoovian. Moving on, number 3.
Question 3. 3 options.
3. What colour robes do the monks wear in Tooth and Claw? Are they white, orange, or black? You read that, so.
Oh, I did, didn't I? That's because you read that.
Because you weren't reading it, it was on the screen.
Okay.
We're just arguing, sorry guys.
Johnny, they might be. We would accept either in that case. Question number 4. What handheld weapon does the Sycorax leader use to kill on the spaceship?
That's harkening back to the very first one, the Christmas special. I don't like Tooth and Claw, mainly because of the pre-roll scene. I actually thought, I realised while we were doing the research, I'd never actually watched this episode before.
No, you hadn't, had you?
No, I'd not seen this
Well,
one.
then you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I've not seen it. I hadn't seen that one, and I also hadn't seen the Agatha Christie episode. I still haven't seen it.
No?
No, I don't know why, but it completely missed me. I don't know why. These are really easy. I'm a massive geek, said Sam. Sorry. They're not meant to be overly taxing. Even we want to make it so that even casual fans of Doctor Who could enjoy themselves, rather than it being a specialist quiz that are too hard.
But there are occasional geeky questions, as in question 10 in this round.
It was the second Christmas special because the Feast of Stephen was the first. I'm getting out nerded. I don't know what else to do. Unicorn on the Wall, said Lewis. He loves it. Moving on, number 5.
Number 5.
Number 5. Where do the Krillitanes sleep at night? So which room do the Krillitanes sleep at night in the school?
Yeah, I get it. It's cheesy. Is Unicorn and the Wasp. Basically because they were trying to mention as many book titles in there as possible. Plus also that scene with Donna. Which he doesn't know about yet, so I haven't told him.
Angela said, what? I don't know, what?
Question number 6. So, back in the Satan pit, which base crew member gets swapped with Rose at the end of the Satan pit? Is it Ida, Zach, or Danny? Yes, Lewis, that scene.
Sandra's saying, by the way, Mark, when are you seeing Wonder Woman 1984?
I don't know. Less of that. I know what you're implying there. I do actually want to go and see it in the cinema for all the...
I won't be going with you.
No, not again. But I don't think our cinemas are open at the moment, are they?
They were, but now they're not. I don't think they are.
No.
They better not be, because they won't be charging me otherwise. I can't afford it.
Question number 7.
Number 7. What was the Clockwork Robot's reason for killing off the spaceship's crew? So what was the Clockwork Robot's reason for killing off the spaceship's crew? Your reputation precedes you, even on these quizzes.
Alright, I made a mistake once.
For those of you who aren't aware what we're talking about, tune in on Monday to find out what that's all about.
Yes.
Santa says, don't sing to my level, but I'm geeky. Well,
Too geeky at times. Question number 8. Who is kept in Sarah Jane's car boot, or trunk, as you call it in the US?
Jordan Brown says, I can't wait for the new Mortal Kombat movie. Oh yeah, it's filming in New Zealand. One of my friends first mentioned it.
Yeah.
Love a bit of Mortal Kombat. How have I not watched the episode of the Agatha Christie one? I don't know. I honestly don't know, Angela. It just passed me by completely.
Well, just like the real life Agatha, you've completely forgotten.
Ah, yeah.
Your memories are blank for that period of time.
No bonus points, George. Anyway, you can try and get an advantage over Xander, I think. I can see it. So who is kept in Sarah Jane's car boot or car trunk?
Question 9, I think.
Love your confidence, Xander. Number 9. Number 9. The lead Dalek escapes, returning to the void using what method? So the lead Dalek escapes, returning to the void using what method? Apparently there's a scene at the end of Unicorn and the Wasp that got cut where Doctor and Donna see Agatha in her care home and she remembers everything.
Oh.
That would have made more sense, wouldn't it, to have something like that? Almost anyone who remembers something from the Doctor either ends up dead very soon or they get the memory wiped. Because Charles Dickens remembered all of it and was like, oh, I'm going to change all my outlook. Then he died. And fine.
And finally, this is a real geeky question.
I think it might be fairly easy for a few. We'll see.
Yeah, you thought it was easy. I think this is going to be a bit trickier. Pete Tyler was basically the mole in Lumic's organisation for the preachers that was set up by Mrs. Moore. What I want to know is, what is Pete Tyler's call sign when speaking to them?
Yeah, and try not to give any hints.
Yeah, it's meant to be geeky.
All right, so that is your 10. Don't know why I said it like that. The 10. 10, question 10. Like a Dalek. Anyway.
That was more like Cartman out of South Park.
Oh,
than
it
Dalek.
was not. Okay. On to the recap for you then. And this time I will remember to put the music on. There we go. Otherwise it's just awkward, me and Mark smiling at you without any music playing, I think.
Yes. So, as you're all sort of Doctor Who fans, of all of New Who, what is your favourite episode? We'd like to know what your favourite episode of the whole of New Who
All
is.
of it?
Yeah.
The entire thing?
Yeah, what has been your favourite episode in total?
Heaven Sent. I think mine's a toss-up between maybe Turn Left and Vincent and the Doctor. I just think they're very well written.
I think Vincent and the Doctor has an amazing end, but I think there are better general stories.
Empty Child?
Yeah, Doctor.
Yeah, you love Family of Blood, don't you?
I love Human Nature, Family Blood. I think it was just the cast that you'd got in there as well. I mean, they were all brilliant. You had Harry from Game of Thrones, who played Viserys in Game of Thrones. You had Tom Sangster Brody, who is doing absolutely everything at the moment, and he originally was going to be Tintin in the Spielberg film.
Rings of Akatan, says Sam, that's a good one. Spyfall, I liked that one. It was very cheesy. Day of the Doctor, ooh yeah, Day of the Doctor.
Yeah, and then you've also got Silence of the Library. I mean, when you first meet River.
Sophia says Turn Left was so good, I'm glad that we agree. Heaven Sent.
Fish custard. Oh, this is a brilliant comment. Kelly said, fish custard, we ate this after seeing the episode. My daughter loves the Raggedy Man. Oh, that's wonderful.
George asked, can I say per season? If you want to. Yeah, list them down.
Yeah, we don't mind.
There's nothing better than having a Whovian geek out.
Yes.
Go free. Geek out. Mine has to be Stolen Earth and all the gang is together in the flying in the TARDIS. Yes, that's a good one. And Angela is quite right in her assumption that it isn't a possible question. It might actually have been. Lewis says, I've actually eaten fish fingers and custard too. It doesn't taste that bad.
I think lots of kids ate fish fingers and custard after that. But never eat pears.
Ooh, yeah.
Dalek, Series 1 Dalek, Series 2 two-parter series, 3 the Master 3-parter series. I think the one thing that they did wrong was announce that John Sim would be in at the end of Capaldi's reign with the two Master and Missy. I mean, if they had not mentioned it was him, that would just been a complete meltdown on Twitter.
John A says, yeah, kids. Definitely not an adult who likes fish fingers and custard. Xander's picked some good ones there. They are some of the cream of the crop, I think. In my opinion. They are, of course, my opinion. My favourite part was the Series 2 finale of the Daleks and Cybermen cussing each other. Yes. You are superior in one way. You die easier.
Mm-hmm.
Planet of the Ood soundtrack, yes. Soundtrack-wise, one of the best. Rings of Akatan had a good soundtrack. What else did
What-
Doomsday? Obviously, was
The one thing we particularly with the first series, the one thing we noticed with it was how good Murray Gold was musically. The amount of pauses that he uses within the music, the way he builds it, it was absolutely amazing. Particularly that first episode, I really like Blink as well.
one of the most cleverly written episodes, I think. Just in the whole high concept of it, there's nothing been anything quite like that. I don't think. Sander says we're not going to do all 26 seasons of classics. We'll be here all night. Soul Reaper's never eaten fish fingers and custard. Am I missing out? You tell Soul Reaper. I haven't. I can't possibly say.
Right, I think it's time for us to do the answers to that round. We've prattled on enough. I'm going to go. If you'll mute, because I need to do a quick hop. That was a bit loud.
Wowzers.
I'm going to let you do the answers to these because I'm going to get us some more water. Do you need some more water?
Yes. Might as well top it up.
Yeah.
He also used to incorporate elements from different songs to blend together. Waters of Mars. That was a good one. Very sad one. Okay, so these are all worth 2 points each once again. This round is only going to be worth 20 points. Okie dokie. What are we doing? So, number one, who created the Torchwood Institute? Coming up with the idea, really, it was Queen Victoria. Queen Victoria for number one. She's the one that came up with it, really. So Queen Victoria for number one. Number two, the birthday that Jackie celebrates in Rise of the Cybermen. It was a 39th, but really it was a 40th. So if you got a 40 or 39, we'll give you either one of those, it's fine. So yeah, it was really a 40th, but it was the 39th again. Just like this year. If you've had any birthday so far this year, doesn't matter. You can just roll over for next year. This year's a write-off. You don't have to. So number three, what colour robes do the monks wear in Tooth and Claw? It's only shown really at the very beginning. It is orange. Orange robes. Thank you.
Yeah, it was a great scene with the
All the wire work and stuff.
with all the wire work. Yeah, because
This is going to be the tricky question, said Chris. Number four, the handheld weapon the Sycorax leader uses to kill on the spaceship was an electric whip. Or a variation of electric, I don't know.
as long as you got it.
They were burnt orange, e.g. reddish, says Lewis. Yeah, we almost nearly put red as an answer, but I think orange, it was either going to be orange or one of the blocky colours. So. Number five, the Krillitanes in sleeping in the night at the school is the head teacher's office. Or Mr. What's his face? I can't remember his name, but in the head teacher's office. Number six, the base crew member that gets swapped with Rose at the end of the Satan pit. That one was Ida. Was she the science officer?
I think so.
Because
She went down into the pit with the doctor.
yeah,
And
she was science.
And he brought her back and then swapped her with Rose at the end. What was the Clockwork Robot's reason for killing off the spaceship crew? I love this bit. We did not have the parts.
Yeah, but why?
We did not have the parts.
Yes. Number eight. He was kept in Sarah Jane's car boot.
The wonderful K9.
And Lewis George even let us know that it was Ida Scott. Thank you very much. Number nine. The lead Dalek escapes returning to the void using what method?
I love it as an excuse.
Emergency temporal shift. That's just as bad as stairs being a foil for them, and then they went, nah, actually, we're going to have rockets on the bottom now. Mark 3, yes.
Xander, we nearly put that in as a question. Which version of K9 it was.
It does teleport the entire cult of Skaro, yes. But we just kept it on there just because you're the only one who you only really see the one Dalek do it. Number 10, Pete Tyler's preacher's call sign, he was Gemini.
Well done if you got Gemini.
And it's again used by Dalek Khan. I love it, the backstory. Mark 3 was destroyed and then it was replaced with Mark 4.
Indeed.
Alright, let's move on then. So we're going to move on to your third round now. Get that away. So this one is played ever so slightly differently than the other two rounds.
Because it's timed. You've only got so long to come up with your answer.
Indeed. Technically destroyed the American drama theory thingy, said Xander. So technically we have K9 Mark 5. Good grief. Okay. So on to round number 3, and round number 3 is... So it is multiple choice, all about Doctor Who.
So we're going to give you 10 questions And for each question, we're going to give you 4 potential answers, A, B, C, D. All you have to do is work out which one is correct, but you only get
30 seconds.
So here we go.
All right. So, question number 1. Number 1, what was the name of the headmaster in School Reunion? Was it Mr. Bird, Mr. Hawk, Mr. Finch, or Mr. Sparrow? Time starts now.
Is that Spotify? Where's that account?
Okay, you get a few seconds there just to make sure all the rest of your team are all on the same page. I really wish you could have tried those chips. Yeah, it would have been nice to be able to boost your intelligence by 100,000%. Okay, it was not Mr. Bird, it was not Mr. Hawk, it was Mr. Finch. So 2 points for C for number 1. Ida Scott, Science Officer, indeed. Yes, played by the brilliant Anthony Head. It's a shame that he didn't get a spin-off series.
He started in the commercial for Nescafe Gold when he was the love interest in it.
Yes, Brother Lassar, that's the one.
Question number 2. I like this one. Where did Mickey learn to fly the Zeppelin? Was it on PlayStation, on a previous TARDIS trip, by reading the manual, or he can't, he just wings it? Wings it. Did you get it?
Well, these guys have got 18, not 26. That's fair. All right.
Let's take away the wrong ones. It wasn't the manual. It was the PlayStation.
Indeed.
We had a chuckle when that came out, didn't we?
So 2 points for A for number 2. Yes, canned laughter to Sarah, indeed. Also, Uther and Merlin, very good in that as well. Question number 3. Number 3, what was the name of the space probe in the Christmas Invasion? Was it Arthur, Lancelot, Guinevere, or Morgan?
There's a picture that was floating around Facebook a couple of weeks ago about how many people had actually been in both Merlin and in Doctor Who. Even Georgia was in Merlin, which I think quite weird. Georgia Tennant. Right, that's your lot.
Okay. So make sure you're all on the same page. So many, yeah, they're all the same, isn't it? So you're either in...
Well, they were both produced in Wales.
Yeah, you're either in Merlin or Doctor Who. Same thing as when you're either in Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter or things like that. So it wasn't Morgan. It wasn't Lancelot. It was Guinevere. Lots in Broadchurch as well. Yeah, seen being Chris Chibnall and all that. Bringing your friends. Broadchurch is good, yeah. So 2 points for C for number 3.
Question number 4. What plant protects people from the werewolf in Tooth and Claw? Is it rose, mistletoe, holly, or mandrake?
Death in Paradise also has a lot of secondary characters. Not Doctor. What did RTD do after Doctor? Did he do Torchwood?
He did Torchwood, obviously, because he carried on with Torchwood after he took over, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, because he did the BBC America version, didn't they?
Yeah, I wasn't over keen on that one.
I liked it. So let's take away the wrong answers.
It's not mandrake. It's not holly. It is mistletoe.
Years and years. Is that what he did afterwards?
I remember banana and cucumber. They were him going back to his queer as folk roots.
Moving on. Number 5. Number 5. Whose touch opens the Genesis arc in the season 2 finale? So whose touch opens the Genesis arc? Is it Mickey? Is it Dr. Singh? Is it Rose? Or is it Jake? Years and years. Thank you very much for letting us know.
I do love how we've got our resident geeks that tell us everything. Okay.
So, whose touch opens the Genesis arc? I think it's because they stumble, isn't it? They don't actually do it on purpose. They fall against it. It wasn't Jake from Parallel Earth. It wasn't Rose. It was Mickey. Touchy thing, you shouldn't unlock so many villains in Doctor Who. Yeah, you should just leave best alone. That's the plot of quite a lot of films. You just leave it best alone. It's like with haunted house things. They always say that they have a creak in the butt upstairs, and it's just like, I think I'll go and check that out. Don't. Just leave it. Anyway.
Question number 6. Ricky is London's most wanted, but what for mundane reason? Is it for cursing, parking tickets, for noise complaints, or littering? Sadness actually coming out with the actual cast plot lines from it, with the script lines with that one.
I think he's got them on his coffee table, the entire scripts of Doctor Who.
Yes.
Just for a bit of casual reading. Wizards vs. Aliens for CBBC. I see. He reads the transcripts, is that? Yeah, I thought you would.
Okay, let's take a look at the wrong ones. It is not noise complaints. It's not cursing. He is London's most wanted for parking tickets.
Xander's going to do the entire rest of the script for us now. There you go. off you do it. Right, moving on to number 7.
Number 7.
Don't drop your head. Number 7. What did the Doctor just invent a couple of centuries too early? Was it a White Russian? A Manhattan? A Pina Colada? Or a Banana Daiquiri? I love it. We've got people doing quotes off in the YouTube comments now. Angela said, if everyone left well enough alone, we wouldn't have great TV. That is very true.
We're loving your comments, guys. It's really great to see on the channel.
That's what I really like about Lovecraft Country. They're not stupid. If something creepy happens, they're like, nah, we're going. They don't try and seek it out.
Yeah, Lovecraft Country, if you've not seen it, it's really good. It works on so many different levels.
Especially with the way they vary the themes. Sometimes it's, like 1 week it's a haunted house, the next it's Indiana Jones pastiche.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
One minute it's about black rights, and then the next minute it's
travel.
It's time travel and high sci-fi and.
Yeah. All right, so let's take away the wrong answers. The Doctor did not invent a White Russian or a Manhattan. It was a Banana Daiquiri. Fun fact: the inventor of Manhattan was Winston Churchill's mother.
Yes.
Should have said, "Oh, I didn't know that."
It's in our database.
Still, for the drama. Like last time.
You create enough drama for the two of us.
Like last time, could you give me a question like that, Paul Condron, Mark? Yes, I think we might have to do a couple more specialist questions just to separate the teams a little bit. We'll see you for next time.
Yes.
Right, number 8.
Number 8, in New Earth, what was happening to the Duke of New York? Was he melting, turning to glass, turning to stone, or evaporating?
My favourite Doctor Who's are Tom Baker and Matt Smith, though I love Torchwood more, says Joe.
Well, I did say I'd tell my Tom Baker tale, didn't I?
We'll do that.
In the last one. I'll do that in the next recap.
I'm a bit of a Joss Whedon Heretic, because I actually really like Angel more than I like Buffy. The actual series Angel, I actually liked more than Buffy.
And you really liked Buffy.
Yeah.
I mean, you're Mr. Geeky Buffy.
I just thought Angel was such a good series. It was a lot darker. It's sad that I know the scientific term for the condition, says Caris. Absolutely not. It's brilliant. It's fantastic.
Just don't say so at the moment.
It's just fantastic, as the Ninth would say. So, what was happening to the Duke of New York? He wasn't melting. Wasn't turning to glass. He was turning to stone. Joe, are you doing a Torchwood quiz? If there is enough interest. We know that there are a lot more fans of Doctor Who than there are Torchwood, but we'll see.
Petrifold regression.
There you go. Tannin Hawk says, I like Buffy more, but the last season of Angel was the best. It was. That ending. Whoa. And then the comics, I didn't really read those.
Don't tell me, because I might watch them eventually. Well, I will have to watch them, won't I, if we're doing...
Number 9, in The Idiot's Lantern, what was the name of the TV shop? Was it Crow, Magpie, Sparrow, or Swallow? How quickly people can quote a Who episode in the chat is absolutely remarkable. Absolutely remarkable. Sam says she'd love a Torchwood quiz.
I love how Lewis is actually correcting your question there.
Oh, Duke of Manhattan, okay. Buffy and Angel quiz, were great. Have you done quiz shows? No, this is our first specialist quiz, really. That Doctor Who one we did last week was the first of our non-general knowledge quizzes.
The next one is going to be... The next one we add into the mix is going to be Harry Potter.
And that's the films.
Okay. I've got a weird one to read. Oh, we're doing the answers first.
It is Magpie, of course. And the name of the enemy wasn't Magpie, it was The Wire, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They only featured once.
Yeah, Mr. Magpie.
Mr. Magpie. Okay, anyway, number 10.
Okay, number 10. I've got something fun to read out in this one. What Slytherin sister planet... What Slitheen sister planet does Victor Kennedy say he is from? Is it Poosh, Plaxacoricodolypatorius, Adipose 3, or Clom?
Love it, you said that word right, but you didn't say Slitheen right.
Shut up.
1 out of 2 ain't bad.
I was too busy concentrating on Plaxacoricodolypatorius.
Isn't that the theme park that the country singer made?
Yeah. Apparently there are a load of outtakes of Simon Pegg saying it wrong from their first series. Pegg. I keep calling him Peng, don't I?
We've had 4 or 5 questions last quiz about Simon Pegg, and every time he wrote it as Peng. No idea why. It's never even been mentioned before, but Peng.
He looks more like a Peg than a Peng.
So how did Magpie's business survive after his death, though, says George? Asking the real questions there. Don't know. It was a wizard. Right. Answers.
Let's take it away. It wasn't Adipose 3. It wasn't that one. It was Clom.
Lewis George says, the mighty Jagrafess of the Holy Hydrogassic Maxocorifol. I call him Max, indeed. And Joe says, well done, Marky Mark. Yes, Joe is one of the few people who knows just how badly Mark can pronounce things sometimes.
That's why she's top fan +1. She joins us for everything.
Okay, so those were all worth 2 points as always. So mark those up, give yourselves your scores, put it in the score sheet at your leisure. As I said, you don't have to rush on that one. If you can't put your scores in yet, I don't take away editing for a week, and then all the quizzes will be archived for you to view at any time. Okay.
So just a quick mention, our PayPal is there if you do appreciate what we're doing and want us to continue doing what we're doing. As long as some people are actually donating, we'll keep doing these. Obviously, if we're getting nothing in, we won't be bothering.
Yeah, because it does take a big chunk of our day. I'm loving this. Sorry for spamming, guys. I get excited and nerdy, says Lewis. Absolutely.
Oh, we
no
don't
need to
mind that.
apologise.
We don't mind. We love it.
Xander says, Series 3 in the new year. It will probably be the last Sunday of January, just because we know through experience that the least amount of things happen during the beginning of January.
Then again, people can't do anything, so we shall see.
This is true. Right. So, on to round number 4. Our final round.
Final.
My settings are going to be weird. There we go. No, did I do it? Sorry, guys. Every night I do this, I have a setting to dull the blue light on my PC, and I always leave it on when we do quizzes. Except my birthday, 4th of January, says Lewis. Of course, I forgot about that. I don't know how I managed to forget. So, round number 4. It's a bit loud, my apologies. Oh, it's a series 1, but it is series 2, you know that.
Did you not change the video?
No.
Tut tut.
No. So it's series 2, of course. John A says, Doctor Who quiz is so much fun. I'm glad you enjoy it.
Right, we're real mixture of questions in this one.
Yeah, apologies.
From the easy to the trickier.
Yeah, so apologies if any of these were insultingly easy for a few of you, but hopefully you enjoyed them nonetheless. That tonight is from series 4, says George. I got the rows right. I tried really hard this time.
Yeah, George, at least you actually spell like I spell, badly.
He was doing it quickly because he wanted to tell me how wrong I was.
Yes. No hints in this one, please. No hints whatsoever. Thank you.
Thank you, Lewis. I did try, just for you guys.
I do love this. Just a mention again, we didn't get any more fan art. If you do create your own fan art and you would like us to use it, do send it along to us.
Yeah, it's you can either message through us Facebook or you can go to submissions@quizactually.co.uk and let us know about your fan art and we will feature it. The more fan art we get, the more we'll feature it. We'll do every single round with fan art if we can.
Right.
George Spencer says, I'm dyslexic, so yeah. Mark has got dyslexia of the mouth.
This is what I have to put up with.
Every time. Number 1. What does Rose keep trying to get Queen Victoria to say? So what does Rose keep trying to get Queen Victoria to say? I will also mention very briefly as well that the more Mark and I argue, the more fun we're having. If we ever do a quiz where we're completely in unison and there's no arguing, we've had a really tough day. So the more we argue, the more fun we're having. Sorry if it seems that we're being aggressive, we're not.
Yeah, we've talked about it, particularly when we're in the kitchen arguing. When we do our Patreon, we're actually going to film one of those times when we're cooking and just the expletives that come out. Question number 2. The cousin of which future companion appears in Army of Ghosts?
Mark has incompetence of the mouth.
Jo Sangster.
Although, yes, she did mention that Bethany's picture is nice. I love it. I think it's a really nice picture. Evening, chaps. Sorry I missed tonight's quiz. Who thought I could be busy? Said Paul. That's not a problem, Paul. You can always watch us on catch up. And now you've been mentioned, you can almost feel like you're there. Number 3, I don't know.
Question 3.
Number 3, how are the 4 Daleks known as in the final? So how are the 4 Daleks known? I think what might be better next time is if you come up with a team name, try not to have it anything to do with the series we're doing. That might give it away a little less, possibly. Not that we're telling you what to do. If you want to do that, that's absolutely fine. You don't have to. But I think it's more satisfactory if you can remember it without it being prompted.
Question number 4. I love this one. What is people's first response to Harriet Jones when they first meet her? What is the catchphrase?
Xander says, if you want to separate the teams, lads, introduce bonus points. If we do that, then it'll just be you and Lewis with 5 extra bonus points above everybody else.
Yeah, that's you trying to twist it a little.
Game the system.
Fair
play.
We have said that next time the geeky question will be a lot more geeky.
Yeah. What we did find as well, absolutely nothing wrong with it, but we think that the David and Georgia quiz was a little bit too hard.
Yeah, what did you think to those of you who watched it? I loved the way they presented it. I love the on-screen chemistry. It is exactly the same as it was in the episode they were in together. Absolutely brilliant. But we felt it was very, very geeky questions.
See, the thing is, if Xander and George weren't playing, they could give us good questions, but that would remove the fun, wouldn't it? Lou said it was obscure, but I love them both. Yeah, it was. It just seemed like it. I think what we were saying as well, I think the questions were written by professional quizmasters who were trying to outsmart people rather than include people.
Yeah, and that's one thing. We over 15 years of doing quizzes, it's not to try and outsmart people, it's to make it fun. Question 5.
Number 5. When she first gets transferred into Rose's body, Cassandra exclaims, "Oh my god, what?" Sandra says, "I did suggest contacting me for 4 questions, but if we did, then you'd know all the answers." Well, you know all the answers anyway. That's
Yes.
So when she first gets transferred into Rose's body, Cassandra exclaims, "Oh my god, what?" Sarah Rendell says, "I like your philosophy." That's always been ours.
Yeah. There, if you want to go to serious quizzes, they're out there with few people going to them because it's too hard. When we do our pub quizzes, we literally have a full pub fully booked out with teams on a reserve list. That's no joke. We do have teams on reserve lists hoping people will drop out.
Yeah, it's not trying to flex or anything, but it's just one of those things that we don't really make quizzes quizzes that are too challenging just alienate 90% of their audience. So,
question 6: who is Arthur in the Girl in the Fireplace episode?
Carrie says, "I'm pretty bad on classics, but I've got quite a few of the modern ones." Yeah, I think that's the thing. I would have expected if it was David Tennant and Georgia Moffat doing it, you would have thought they'd be doing their era of questions, but it just seemed to be that...
Yeah, there was just the last round that was a bit... and that was only because it was a Christmas specials, that it was to do with New Who. I think it was about 3 questions otherwise that were New Who.
But, I mean, they raised a lot of money for charity, so in the end, that really is all that matters.
Yeah, I think that just while it was on, it was something like 15 grand they made.
Yeah. So as much as we bemoan it, it was for a good cause, so it doesn't really matter what we think. Moving on, number 7. What alias does the Doctor give in School Reunion? So what's his alias? I know, there was... that's what I remarked as well. Some of the lines that RTD got away with were ridiculous. They really were.
Yeah.
I don't know how they got on past BBC.
Yes, especially when Cassandra references the Doctor's other bits. Question number 8. I'm not going to put any other context to this other than saying, quite right was the Doctor's response to Rose saying what? Now that's a geeky question for you.
Oh dear. Xander and Lewis are now just doing quotes again, which is fantastic to see.
Thing is, I can actually read it with it, the way he said that.
Question number 9. Number 9. The Daleks exterminate. But what is a Cyberman's equivalent? Always quiet at that scene. Indeed, it is. It was actually voted by SFX readers as the greatest sci-fi moment of all time.
What?
When Rose and the Doctor depart.
Yeah.
It was my wallpaper for 4 years.
I'm just loving how they keep coming out with all these lines from the plot, from the actual script. Anyway, final question. What happens at the very end of Doomsday?
So the final...
At the very end. No more clues. No comments, please. What happens at the end? I'm out of water again. I'm drinking very fast.
You are, aren't you? That's not water.
It is water. I won't be drinking it as quick.
Okie dokie. So that was your 10. And once again, we're going to have our final recap.
And I'll tell my Tom Baker story.
You can. You've been dying to tell you this, guys.
It is a typical Tom Baker. From what I've read of his connection with fans, this is his very typical Tom Baker story. I was in my early teens and he was doing a book signing in the next town. So I decided I was going to get there early. I was actually there too early. I'd got on the bus and I was there too early. So I went round to the coffee shop round the corner to where he was doing the signing. When I came back, the queue was humongous. And so you had to buy your book, and I actually bought Robot on the Target books back in the day. And I make my way slowly up the queue, and he's there, and he is, as anybody who's actually met him, the guy is absolutely huge. He's so tall.
Yeah, George has just said I'm there.
Yeah, he's just so tall. He's just huge when you see him. And he was in the full Doctor Who regalia with the scarf and the hat and everything. And I'm moving slowly up the queue. And then it comes to my turn. And I literally get starstruck. I physically cannot move. I'm willing my legs to move forward. And I just can't move. And then there's like, to his right, there's the flunkies that help him out with the book signing. And you could see them getting really agitated because I'm holding up the queue behind me and it's massive behind me. And I get, and I just can't do anything. And so they start to come round the table and Tom just goes like that with his hand and gives them a look to say, no, I will deal with this. And then he just turns round to me, looks me straight in the eye, picks a white paper bag up off the table and goes, would you like a jelly baby? And I just turned round and said, yes, please. The spell was broken. I moved forward. He signed the book. The ushers got me out really quickly after that, but I didn't care because that was my doctor and that's how brilliant Tom Baker was.
Xander and Lewis are arguing on YouTube. George says, Tom Baker is so bloody tall, I'm 6'1" and he dwarfs me. And Xander replied, shut up, George, stop bringing it in that you've met him and you are now fired from Linda. Love it. Hey guys, our 16-year-old daughter is responsible for our perfect scores. Love Unicorn 1 + 2. Fantastic.
Brilliant. We love it when the children get all the answers.
I also have an 18-foot 4th Doctor scarf.
Of course you do.
Is it really 18 foot? I mean, it was big on him and he's 6'2", isn't he?
I do know the story behind the scarf. They basically, when they wanted it making, they sent various bits of wool to this woman who was going to knit it for them.
I think we've just been beaten to the punch on there.
And basically she used the whole lot of it. Yeah. But so they sent her all the wool. So she just she just knitted it all together to make this one huge scarf.
Wow. All right, I think that's enough for your recap. Let's finish up with a quiz and go on to our answers.
We're right on time as well.
Right on time.
And said, yay, jelly babies. Lol. It worked. He literally just held my eye. He literally kept looking at me while he reached for the bag and just said that while looking at me. Gave me the biggest grin, as Tom Baker does. And it was just a wonderful moment.
Thank you, Marley. No, it was good. I like it. You beat us to it. Okay, so on to your answers.
I don't have answers. Oh, I do. No, I don't. But we can share it.
The printing went really wrong tonight, guys. I've got no idea what happened.
No.
We're normally so well prepared. Right. So what does Rose keep trying to get Queen Victoria to say?
We are not amused.
Not amused. Number 2.
The cousin of which future companion appears in Army of Ghosts?
As Adiola, it was Martha Jones, also played by Freema. The same thing. Very identical cousins. Number 3. The 4 Daleks are known as?
The Cult of Skaro.
Yeah, indeed. Number 4.
What is people's first response? I love this one. What is people's first response to Harriet Jones when they first meet her?
Of course, yes. I know who you are. I know who you are. Not I know.
Even the Daleks said that too.
Yeah, I know who you are. Not no, I know you are. It's fine. Number 5.
When she... No, you read the one.
Number 5. When she first gets transferred into Rose's body, Cassandra exclaims, "Oh my God!
I'm a chav!"
I'm a chav for number 5. Number 6. The Arthur in Girl in the Fireplace. Sorry, I'm reading out your question there.
Was?
The horse. The horse. I thought it was Sharon, Tracy, Edna and Susan. There was the Cult of Skaro. Number 7.
What alias does the Doctor use in School Reunion? The legendary...
John Smith. Rule 1, don't wander off. Indeed.
Question number 8.
Quite right, was the Doctor's response to Rose saying, "What?"
I love you.
Quite right. And Rose Tyler. And then he just gets cut off. Number 9.
The Daleks have exterminate, but what is the Cybermen's equivalent?
It is delete. Delete.
I love Gary's comment. You're not keeping the horse. I let you keep Mickey.
And number 10. What happens at the very end of Doomsday?
Well done if you get this one. It's the appearance of Donna Noble in the TARDIS. What? What?
So there you go. Give yourselves your marks. Once again, if you do have trouble getting into the score sheet, you can always do it in the next couple of days. So don't worry about that. If you do get your team names in there and score sheets, can you make sure that you do fully leave? We will reveal what the scores are on the screen ourselves. So if you can make sure you do fully leave the app, you back out of the page, just in case anyone has trouble getting in there. So please do that for us if you can. Again, we will reveal who the winner is on the screen, so you don't need to be in there. Okie dokie, I'll pop us back there for now.
I actually, personally, really rate Catherine Tate as a companion. I think she was absolutely brilliant. The chemistry between her and Tennant was phenomenal.
Jessica Sari says, oh, I missed this. Oh, no. You can always watch us back on Recap. We will keep it on the YouTube or the Facebook. You can always go back and watch us. We are here tomorrow night at the same time for a general knowledge quiz if you didn't get to see us tonight.
Now, this is really, really geeky. George has come out with Doomsday and the Runaway Bride have different directors, hence the light change in the TARDIS.
Good grief. Helen Omerod says, no questions wrong, top marks. I think that's due to your children being the real MVPs. So well done. Well done to you two. And you as well, Mother. The actual TARDIS interior lighting comes less dingy in Series 3 and 4. Crashed and burned on round 4, says Joe. Oh no. Lots of people did seem to get full marks as well. So once again, I think next time we do it, our
geeky questions
will be even geekier.
geekier.
They might even be questions that aren't actually featured on the episode, but might be lore-based. Things like that, behind the scenes sort of things.
Yeah, that might be good.
Graham Harper to your Roslin, yes. Love it.
Yeah, I was reading an interview with Eccleston, and I think it was Eurus Lynn was the person that he had the problems with. No doubt, you'll correct me if I'm wrong, but it was the director that was the main problem.
See,
that caused everything.
Jedi Time Lords have asked for Pokemon. I would love to, but there are so many aspects of Pokemon now. I mean, I love it, but, you know, there's the original ones, and there's Gen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the games, the books, the story, the comics, the cards.
Comment from Helen, enjoyed tonight, thank you. Thank you for joining us.
Kelly Jones says, this was awesome, my daughter saved our score. So many questions, she was like, no, Mom, I'm right.
Oh, I love that, I really love that.
Brilliant. John Paul says, brilliant quiz, thank you.
Kelly, what's your daughter called?
We'll give her a shout out. We're going to reveal the scores in 5 minutes. So once again, if you haven't already, make sure you put your score into the score sheet and back fully out. Close the app fully if you can, please. Yeah. And that means more people can get their score in.
So guys, for the next time when you sit up there, please invite other people that you know are fans to join us. The more people we can get to join this, the better.
Sophia says, Donna Noble was my favourite companion. Your favourite companion was Ace, wasn't it?
I love
after Sarah Jane.
It was always Sarah Jane. She just was quintessential in my era for watching it in Classic Who. But I really like Ace, and I'm really hoping there are lots of hints. I'm really hoping that Moffat brings Ace into it.
That'd be good. She's still quite active, isn't she? She still goes to conventions and stuff.
At the moment, I'm avoiding spoilers like mad for the special.
My wife, 10-year-old son, and I had a great time, says John Paul. I'm really happy they did. I'm absolutely thrilled they did, really. Nikia says, I love Doctor Who. So do we. That's why we made an entire quiz for it. I did invite my friend last time and this time, but she keeps missing it, says Marley. Well, need some new friends then. No, I need to. So
just a final reminder, if you can help us out, it's paypal.me/quiz actually. Just small amounts make it, if a good few of you make small amounts, it makes a big difference for us.
Yeah.
We mentioned it in our last quiz on Friday, wasn't it? That essentially those donations are actually keeping us in food. And we're not lying with that. That's what those donations do for us.
They do really help. This is our only job at the moment, as we're not able to do what we do normally full time, which is full time quizzes. So it's only
In the
virtual.
pubs.
Yes.
What I didn't include, and I was tempted to, was the TARDIS episodes, the little companion things that they used to put out online.
Oh, thank you, Daniel Black. That's lovely to hear. Joe Grant in the Third Doctor season 8 release is good. Oh yeah, the actress who played Ace was in the season 6 trailer.
Yes.
Isn't it? Sarah Jane as a good companion from Joe. Thank you very much. Kathleen gave up on the Jane Austen trivia. What a doozy. Love you guys much more now. Thank you so much. And Soul Reaper on Twitch says Clara is mine and my boyfriend's favourite. Yeah, I like Clara.
What I love about Ace is that she's got such a distinctive voice, even now. And the trailer that she did for the season 7 DVD launch was absolutely brilliant.
Helen got 88. Well done, Helen. I remember Ace because the woman who's in it, she used to do lots of kids programs. So in the very early days of me watching preschool TV, her voice was in the Magic Pen and things like that. So that's where I remember her from.
Yeah.
I want an Auton hand prop, says Xander. Just steal one off a mannequin. Thank you so much, Marley.
Thank you, mate. That's really appreciated. It really is.
If you can't donate this week, then just share our YouTube, our Twitch, our Twitter, our Facebook. They really help as well. Only takes you a second, and it really does improve our lives.
And then go on to the Doctor Who channels, Facebook pages, and just say how much you enjoyed the quiz. That will help us for next time. That sort of advertisement really works for us. Saying, hey guys, we saw this. There's a link to it here. We enjoyed it so much, you might.
Yeah.
Something along those lines.
Got a minute and a half before we do the scores. So once again, if you haven't put your scores in already, can you do that now? But again, once you've done it, make sure you fully leave the app, fully leave the score sheet on your phones and in your browsers, as it might be preventing other people getting their scores in.
There's geeky comments going on now that is going even above my head now.
Helen's got to go and charge her phone, so we'll see you soon. Thank you very much, Helen. We'll be advertising the date of our next Doctor Who quiz on our Facebook soon, but I know you've also played one of our general knowledge quizzes, so we'll see you at one of them probably.
Yeah, we've got a lot of fun things happening on our Christmas special. It's not going to be the normal, and I've just realised I'm actually going to add an extra question to round 4 because I've just thought of something.
Right, write it down otherwise you'll forget.
Yes.
So about another half a minute before we do the scores.
Xander, yes, it is a Christmas special.
Yes.
With Santa's beard and what for copyright reasons we call and the general populace said,
Yes.
i.e. the survey said,
Yes.
but we can't say anything other than that.
It's similar to that TV show, only similar, in which a group of familial people compete to guess the top answer. Legally, it's not the same. See you there, Jonathan, I believe, Xander says. Yes.
Yes, it did get renamed Jonathan.
One of our youngest quiz viewers.
Yeah, so it was something that was said in jest, and it's actually stuck.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to get the scores in now. If you haven't put your score in yet, I will update it later in a couple of minutes, so don't worry about that yet. I'll do that for you now. Right.
Whoa, too many with the same top score there. We're going to have to harden this up.
Indeed. So I'll get that a little bit bigger so you can see it. There we go. So which figure's my favourite? The RC Daleks. I used to have a remote control Dalek as well. Okay, let's have a look. I'll leave the ones that I haven't put the full score in yet, because otherwise you'll sound like you've got too below of a score. So we've got with 60 points, A Christmas Tree That Almost Killed Jackie Tyler in Illinois. Love it. It's all gone to the dogs in Carlisle. And then tying with 66, we've got the Pating Fam. Pating. What a brilliant reference. And the Good Cyberman. Next up, we've also got Exterminate the Competition. Then we have with 74 points, Extraterrestrial Bears and Stephen from Manchester. You've got the only non-Doctor Who themed name, I think, other than a couple of other people. We've got Bow Ties Are Cool with 76, and then we have with 78, The Lanterns Idiots, I like it, and The Gangsters, who are from Worthing Harrow and the Powell Estate. Love it.
Yeah,
We've got The Lone Angel with 80 points on their lonesome. Leave the Girl, It's the Man I Want. The Jedi Time Lords have 82. Tommy at +4 have 86. And then, with a whopping full marked across the board, We have CNN, Tony Tyler, the baby Jackie had, Lewis George, trivia answering regular dudes in Seacroft, Sophia on a Lunsum, good source of potassium, Nightmare in Silver, in Silver is underrated, and One Unicorn plus One Master. All have 88 points.
I'm just loving the battle of the geeks that's going on YouTube. Where is it? If I can get to it now. Lewis says, Xander, you and I can fight to the death. To which George says, hey, I'm here too. Oh, I love it. I love you guys. It's brilliant. It's brilliant, all your comments.
Xander and Lewis are just having their own quiz now. They're just quizzing each other. Good grief. So once again, if you haven't put your score in yet, or you are watching on recap, I will change the scores. I will keep double checking in there and updating it with the scores in order as best I can. But with that being said, guys, thank you so much for playing. Again, we are back tomorrow for a Christmas special at the exact same time. It's a Christmas themed one. Nothing to do with Doctor Who tomorrow.
No, but we've got some special things going on.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's what we're doing tomorrow at the same time as tonight.
Actually, I'm just going to get something just so we can show them.
This is unplanned, by the way.
Yes. No, so the sort of extra features that we throw in, which is quiz actually has felt balls, namely those felt balls, and the thing is, you need to be the team that guesses how many are in there to be the closest, but still under. So that's something that we throw in on our regular quizzes.
Xander's not being fair anymore. He's now just doing law questions to try and bamboozle everybody. It's not fair. We're all Doctor Who fans and not all of us are lawyers.
The highest court in the UK is the Queen.
Queen's Court.
You're just the Queen.
Right.
Off with his head.
Indeed. Also now we've got the Looping Angel also with 60 points to put in their final score. Right, guys. See you tomorrow evening. Decking the halls and so on. Santa is my favourite, says Joe. Trying to break the tie at 88, lads, says Xander. That's fair. We will try and figure out a nice way of doing a tiebreaker next time. We'll figure something out.
Yeah, we'll have a real...
It might be something that you can't research just for the whole...
Yeah, that might be fun.
Just so you can't quickly research
But
the
yeah,
answer.
the geeky questions will make trickier.
Yeah.
We'll probably want...
Sarah, we're not too sure of the date of the next one yet. But we
Provisionally, it's the last Sunday in January, but we might bring that forward.
Yeah, depending on what dates work with us as well. But we will advertise it on our Facebook, Twitter, and all that sort of stuff as well.
Yeah, Dingbats. I might be able to do Dingbats from Series 2 and Series 3 for the next one. There just wasn't enough that I could come up with for what was in there that wasn't already a question.
Mm-hmm. Fight to the death as a tiebreaker, that also works. I guess the number of bowls if you don't put a name on the score sheet. We do tend to have the names on the score sheet just so we can sort them all into order so we can reveal it quicker. The thing is, if you don't want to put your points in, all you have to do, you can just put the number of balls you think are in there in a separate column, and we'll just count your ball guess. We won't count your team name as anything else if you don't want to, which we do on our other quizzes. Right, we are now at past, so thank you so much for playing, guys. We shall see you either tomorrow or in the very near future for our next Doctor Who quiz.
What's the name of the fourth War Master collection of audios?
And on that bombshell, we shall see you very soon. We have been Mark and Alex from Quiz Actually. Thank you very much.
Cheers, guys.